Hi, I'm Trevor Boggs here with Steven Sorokoff at 54 Below, and we are here with Chef Lynn Bound at the Broadway Beats Lunch, a tail-wagging event to benefit Broadway Barks. So, first of all, let's start with where we are, 54 Below, of course, in the legendary Studio 54 building. This, to me, is the greatest cabaret club in New York. Just take a look around, it's fantastic. You have, of course, worked in some of the top restaurants in the city and come from a prestigious background as a chef. What inspires your menu here at 54 Below?
Well, we take into account the number of people that we're doing here and the steps of service. So it is a rather fast-paced service. So we try to just source responsibly, locally, really start with really good ingredients. And the food, we like to keep it, the integrity and the simplicity of it. We feel that's best for the guests who come here, and as far as execution as well, because sometimes we might have 150 tickets all at once.
It moves fast. Simple integrity. That certainly that sounds just right. I noticed there's really still quite a range on the menu. Everything from an espresso marinated hanger steak to vegan red quinoa pilaf. So would you say there's also a something for everyone approach?
Yes. Over the last year, we got a lot of requests for vegan entrees. So we actually did some research and, collaborated with some people that, who did keep a vegan diet and came up with something that was nutritionally balanced as well as, beautifully presented and, and substantial enough for an entree.
That's right, because here in New York, of course, you have the gourmet crowd, you have the health crowd, and everything in between.
That's
and in
right.
some cases, people expect both, so you somehow have to deliver a combined experience. So in addition to being a chef, as we found out today, you are a brilliant sandwich artist, possibly also a dog biscuit artist.
Correct.
If you would, just tell us a bit about what inspired today's sandwich, which was the Broadway Beets sandwich, roasted beets, baby kale, and camembert cheese served on Amy's whole wheat seeded sandwich roll. What was the idea behind that? And I will mention, it's the end of July, we're in a beautifully air-conditioned room, but everyone out on the street is dying of heat and sweat.
And that was the reason we came up with something cool and crisp, something that had different textures and flavors, but when you bit into it, it didn't feel heavy and hot and make you feel hotter than you already are. So we wanted to really design something that was compatible with the weather.
Absolutely. A tasty morsel, but leaves you, able to conduct interviews and, all of that stuff. So, you work in, obviously, we've touched on this already, a high-pressure business and in a place where expectations are always sky high. Maybe this is a tough question, but how do you keep it fun?
We just doing things like this,
This is pretty fun, I have to say.
We also do some collaborations with some of the performers. We have a great team in the kitchen, great front of the house team. The owners are amazing, and just everyone is kind of moving for the common goal. And yeah, it does get really busy and really stressful, but at the end of the day, it's really a coming together of everyone, and that's what makes it.
The team here, I noticed from the moment I walked in here today, there is such a prevailing positive atmosphere, and that translates, I guess, to everything you do in the kitchen. One last question. So we know that this was a summertime sandwich.
Sure.
So I'm gonna just ask you, I'm really putting you on the spot. If you were to create a wintertime sandwich for charity, or for anyone for that matter, what's the first thing that comes to mind? What's at least the main ingredient you'd want to work with if it's 6 months from now?
Probably pears.
Ooh, a winter pear.
Yeah,
There's just something about them that, the sweetness. What would you say, what's a dish you've created in the past that's incorporated a wintertime pear?
We've done a braised poached pear with apple smoked bacon, tarragon spread on a ciabatta bread. And that's always really lovely.
I hope that means we can do this again in December. Chef Lynn, thank you so much.